Probably the greatest challenge in life is figuring out what we're supposed to be doing with ourselves, what we were created to be doing, why we're here, what our talents and abilities are, and how they make us unique beings. And I think we often fall into this negative talk of deciding that there's somebody who can do it better than us, or there's somebody more talented than us, or we're really too busy to be delving into it. And as parents, we can often forget that we are individuals and that we are people in addition to being parents. And sometimes in focusing on helping our children figure out what their passions are and what they're inspired to be doing, we might forget that we have inspirations and we have passions that we need to be fulfilling as well. And when we're not, we're actually not even our best as parents, because we're not the best form of ourselves that we can be, because we're not feeling fulfilled and we're not tapping into our potential. And so we do a disservice both to ourselves as individuals and to our children, because if they're not seeing us happy and fulfilled, it's hard to inspire them to be happy and fulfilled. And we can then even make the mistake of trying to vicariously live through them, that when we're helping them figure out what their passions are, we're actually having them fulfill our passions, right? Like the little girl who's put in a ballerina, outfit from the time she is crawling, because we always wanted to do ballet and we never got to do it as a kid. So our little girl is going to be that ballerina. That's great if that little girl wants to be a ballerina, but it's not great if she wants to play soccer and we're putting her in a tutu. So it's really important that as parents, we are also doing what fulfills us and what inspires us. And this is really the meaning behind the third commandment of the 10 Commandments, which is not to use God's name in vain. It says in the Zohar, which is the quintessential work of Kabbalah, of Jewish mysticism, that each one of our souls is compared to a unique piece of artwork. And there are no lithographs, there are no copies, an original and individual piece of artwork. And it says that God signs his name on each of our souls, just like the artist would sign his or her name on his or her artwork. Being that we are the artwork of God, he signs his name on our souls. And when we are tapping into our potential, and when we are spending our time figuring out what our passions are and what our talents and our abilities are, and we are being creative because we were created to create. The word even for being creative or to create is bara. And it is etymologically related to bari, which is to be healthy. That when we're creative, we are healthy. And likewise, we know when we're feeling great, we're much more likely to be creative and to be doing the things that interest us and inspire us. So when we're tapping into those abilities, that's when we're using his name properly. And when we're helping our children do what inspires them. And for each child, it's going to be a very different type of thing. But it's figuring out what really motivates and brings to life that child. When we're not doing this, when we're deciding that there are more important things to be focusing on, or that we're too busy, or that there's somebody else that can fulfill it, or whatever it might be, that's when we risk using his name in vain. So always remember, you're here for a reason. You were created with something that only you can do, and you have those abilities, and you have that talent, and you have those strengths, and tap into them and utilize them, because the world needs it.